All right, and welcome back to part 2 of the Sierra reunion party. In this part, Josh and Paul are going to look at a box of goodies and reminisce about all the different games that they used to support. All right, enjoy.
In there for sure.
Now, Josh brought over a box of goodies.
This is like maybe a third of what I used to have.
Yes.
But there's only so much garage space I'm willing to dedicate to.
All right, now you're gonna have to go.
Memories.
You're gonna have to go over. Now, first of all, I gotta say, you have an unwrapped. What is that?
This is the original collector's edition in the shrink wrap of Gabriel Knight.
Dude, that's gonna buy you a car someday.
And we'd like to think so, but it is not true. This is not a Superman one.
It's not.
It isn't. Its only value is that we worked at Sierra and it's an original. I mean,
And look at this box.
It's a wacky box.
I mean, can you imagine GameStop trying to put this on the shelf now? There's no way.
No.
well, actually, that was a problem with this in the beginning because they wanted attention, but it took up so much extra shelf space that people wouldn't carry it. Right? Put
I
like
also-
one up there.
I also remember opening it. You didn't quite know how to put it back together.
Right, exactly. And
Open
actually,
and find out.
no, please don't. Sure. Did you see my reaction? as soon as you
Yeah,
said
I mean,
I
his Ferrari just vanished.
that? Some of this is in my shorts.
That was Pucker Factor 5, I think.
That's actually the first game I ever played when I started working for Sierra.
Yeah, it was definitely one of my.
Yeah.
And I love that game.
Yeah, and I played it on the Mac too, which was infinitely better than the PC. I'm afraid to say. It was. I'm not saying anything about it now.
Well, what the hell was that?
King's Quest V. It's another one of those delicious copy protection things. You want to look through a couple of those? Or
Okay, we got Shivers. Actually, I really like Shivers.
Shivers was great.
It was a
Shivers
fun game.
really
It was
fun.
very simple. It was
wasn't
wasn't even puzzle solving. It was kind of, but you had to bring this over to this room and click on that and do this, and the thing would come out your face off unless you had this.
Right.
It wasn't real cerebral. It just took some patience to do it. And I never had the book, but I played it through. What else we got?
Yeah, it was fun.
Famous Explorers Correspondence Course.
That was
Actually,
for Quest for Glory. This year, that was
Okay.
Quest for Glory 1.
QFG.
Yeah.
What was the game that had the Air 42?
That was Quest for Glory 4.
Okay.
It was the slippery slope. As soon as you step foot on the slope, it was going to take your character all the way down, and it would just fart all over the screen.
Yeah, Air 42. Yeah, the slippery
So then
slope.
do you remember the solution? The solution was you had to click the walk icon in very small increments all the way down that friggin' slope.
If you had a Pentium, you had to
Yeah,
it wouldn't work.
if your computer was too fast, it wouldn't work. If it was slow enough,
To this day, I use that reference, by the way. If, say we're in a conversation that's kind of going south, and say we're heading for an Air 42, it's a slippery slope. So,
hey, that's
there it
from
is.
Freddie Farkas.
Freddie Farkas,
The
Frontier
book of-
Pharmacist, the one I never had this.
Really?
I've never finished the game because I never had this.
It's a shame.
again-
This has how to make eardrops, how to cure mumps,
Yeah.
for example.
This was an early Allo game. It was a Frontier thing, almost kind of, I can't believe I'm spacing
Blazing
on
Saddles?
Blazing Saddles, thank you. And there's an epidemic of flatulence, horse flatulence in town.
Really? This is the
Really,
story.
Really, this is the story. The first half of the game is basically solving basic, adventure puzzles. And you have to go to the alchemist to get these potions made up, and you needed this to do it. So, say the girls in the saloon had little problems going on, you had to fix that. Now, that's Act 1. Act 2, there's this epidemic of horse flatulence in town, and Freddie Farkas has to solve it. This is an Allo game.
Oh my God, this is
classic
brilliant.
original- Yes! Fart jokes! That's what Allo's all about.
That was the selling point. But and I also this is Trial by Fire. That's Quest for Glory 2. That's also on disc. They never updated this one.
Wow.
Do you have Outpost in here?
I chose not to bring Outpost because I didn't want everybody to go off their dinner. So.
But you have a copy.
I do have a copy.
Outpost,
of
a game that never worked.
Never.
Never worked.
And they
Nobody
had-
could finish it.
And yet we made a sequel.
I know.
What?
They
Which
had-
rocked! I still have that. I
They
have
had the
played that
audacity
through
to
twice.
call it the same franchise, Outpost 2. Not helping
Yeah, that's some
sales.
balls there, right? It's like,
Outpost, the tragedy. Outpost 2, the misery.
One of the weirdest games ever.
yes.
I never finished it, but I did play it, and you're right, it is.
What is it? What is it?
This is The Adventures of Woodruff and the Schnibble of Azimuth. Is what this is called. Did I get it right?
The name
this just
Woodruff and the
says
Schnibble.
Woodruff and the Schnibble. This was done by
At the computer.
Cocktail Vision was their name, if you could believe that. They did the Goblins games,
Oh.
which were also equally weird. I mean, adventure games.
Well, they're French.
Yeah, and they were French. Adventure games are weird on their own, but
I'm guessing they're still French.
Yeah.
The company might be there, but the people who did it are probably.
Yeah, they probably are still friends.
She goes between.
For life.
Probably true. All right. Let's see. Okay, here's the one that everybody has said was the worst game.
Yes.
Well, not
In
everybody,
stereo.
but yeah.
Yeah.
I think these are open, and I think
They
I
are.
have one of them that has the old patch numbers on them. And
Now-
we used to have to label them because the patches.
The great tragedy of this game is the fact that it was so beautiful, though. Right? It was hand-drawn, hand-animated.
In the box, a patch disc. Shipped with a patch disc. So you would have to
King's
install
patch.
that. Yes. And I used to have all of them labeled so that you would know which was which. Because until they came out with 2.0 of it, it was still very broken. And this, this one
Wow.
isn't labeled. Nice. Hint guides. What else? What else? I think we've
MS-DOS 3.5.
Yes.
DOS.
Do you remember making a boot disc for everything that we did?
Oh,
Yes.
I got really good at it.
In the
Yeah.
sim queue, everything
Everything.
required it.
I
First
remember. You remember Shannon? She was like, she would boot disc everything,
She was queen of boot discs.
and she could like free up memory.
Yeah.
On a boot disc like nobody's business.
I mean, we used to have competitions about how much conventional memory we can get. There's only 640K of conventional memory
Right.
on a DOS machine, and you needed. I know that Aces Over Europe needed
An
600.
insane
I
amount.
can't
It's
believe
brutal.
that you remember that.
Yeah, like 600 something. So you had to strip everything.
And it was on CD, so you couldn't get rid of the CD-ROM driver.
Right.
Which took up most of the
Yeah.
memory. Right.
So you couldn't get rid of that, and then so you had that and the sound driver,
Yeah.
and that was basically it. And you could do it,
But it-
only just.
It hurt.
Yeah. It was
Rivets
very
and
cool.
stuff.
Oh, here, you got to talk about this one right here.
Now, we laughed at that game when that came
We
out.
laughed
We did,
mercilessly,
and
and
we
it sold
played that
8
game.
billion copies.
We thought, who the hell is going to play a stupid bass fishing game?
We played that so much in there.
it was so dumb.
It was dumb. Remember we had the fishing contest?
Uh-huh.
And we were trying to catch the biggest fish, and
Yeah.
somebody caught like an 80-pound catfish off a dock or something like that. It was...
I used to sit at my desk when I saw this was coming out, and I said, "We'll just sit back and just do this in a ring." I did that when it wasn't Doug. Some big mucky muck from Sierra was coming by. I was doing that shit. It's on there. And Doug's like, "Quinn, what the fuck are you doing?"
I remember
But we
the
mocked this game
I know.
mercilessly.
They probably
filmed-
sold shitloads, too.
motion capture stuff in the parking lot at Sierra. A guy standing in a boat on the back of a boat trailer. They're filming him on a camera so you could get the motion of the casting down right.
Chains on
Space
motion.
Quest 6. Oh, yeah.
Final Frontier.
Actually, do you remember the pressing error that happened with Space Quest 6?
Vaguely.
Yes.
Windows 95 came out at the same time. And
Yes.
they used the same disc pressing house that did it. And Space Quest 6 discs shipped with Windows 95 on
Yes.
them. So,
We did not believe them. We
this,
did
in
not
fact,
believe them.
is a Windows 95 disc because I have my OEM code. This is the Windows 95 code that's on the
Yes.
disc. We didn't believe people.
Yeah, I think you probably got that from.
I got it from a customer.
Yeah, because we wouldn't believe them.
Yeah, I was like, come on.
I said,
ship it
I
back to
put
me.
this in, and the Windows 95 start screen fires up. I'm
Right.
like, what? No, okay, I'll tell you what. Send that disc back to me, you lunatic, and we'll send you a new one.
Right.
And they sent it back, and we're like,
Watch
yeah,
this,
right.
yeah.
Whoop, holy shit, it's Windows 95. So we're like, dude, this is like $100 program you just
Yeah.
got for free.
Exactly.
We didn't say that.
We didn't tell anybody. We
That's
made sure
our- I
everybody
don't
sent their copies back.
Yeah.
Okay, Josh. So you brought over something special today for
I
the
did.
for the Metal Jesus Man Cave, and what is that?
This is the ultimate in gaming technology, the Sega Genesis.
16-bit.
16-bit, yes. You had a full, I think, what is it, 256 colors that they could actually use in 16-bit.
But no, I gotta say, I mean, look at this. This is still. You still have everything in its original packaging. I mean, look at this. You took really great care of this.
Yep, a buddy of mine gave it to me a while ago, and I've had it in my garage for a while, and I thought if I'm not going to plug it in and use it, I might as well donate it to someplace I know it's going to get used. So.
Well, I thank you very, very much.
Absolutely. I hope you have great times with it.
I'm sure I will.
That was awesome.
One more time, Bridget.
Oh, the low shot.
Wait, is this the crotch shot? Oh, I
Whoa.
see.
Yeah.
You need a
Okay.
wide angle.